guys, welcome back to this video. So what we are looking at the minute is my absolute maniac speed painting of the Blood Angels Incandeus Contemptor Dreadnought. So at the minute I'm using GW's Retributor Armour just to start blocking in some of the gold trim details. The Dreadnought's absolutely deadly. I am editing this, or adding this in afterwards I should say, so this is me looking back at my sleep deprived and monster fueled painting sessions and trying to figure out, was I painting that fast or is it just a trick? Okay, so again we are looking at GW's Retributor Armour being used to paint in the filigree and the rest of the gold details here. This is just sped up again because it took a lot of time to actually paint this. Now don't get me wrong, I love Blood Angels, I love Dreadnought, so it's not a problem. It's just when I was painting this, because I was trying to paint so much at once, I was using, I think it was an Army Painter base coating brush, like on the bigger area, so around the base of the shin armour or the base of the leg I suppose, or in around the torso and hips, and then for the filigree on his chest and around his head and stuff, what I was using was, I think it's a fine detail or a highlighting brush from Army Painter. It just has a finer tip and it just allowed me to get in and kind of get the smaller details done without like splotching over onto the airbrush base coats. But that's a bit more work done on the Contemptor. And moving on, then we're gonna have the Angel's Tears jump infantry unit. Okay, so here I am starting on the Angel's Tears. So the old focus there, and I suppose the position of my painting wasn't ideal, but it looks like what I'm doing here is painting the edge highlights, which is Wild Rider Red from GW. So this is just painted around all the edges of the elbows, the fan braces, the legs, a couple of areas on the shoulders and the jump pack. The main idea being it just makes the armour pop that little bit and makes them stand out a bit. I think if you use Mephiston Red as the Blood Angels highlight colour, it makes them look like Word Bearer, so I just go a step higher with the Wild Rider Red, and I like how it looks. That's how I paint my own Blood Angels, which the client was happy enough with as well, so we just rolled on with that. I think I'm using a fine detail or insane detail brush from Army Painter here to try and get the edge highlights on. And now moving on to the main review of the painted kits. Okay guys, so welcome back. This is update number 2. So what we are looking at the minute is just loading up my Brush Rage app. So this morning I have sunk 2 hours and 14 minutes into the Crimson Paladins, and basically what that entailed was Rhinox hide for the cloth areas, and this one doesn't have any on the shield. Then I started with the gold filigree. As you can see, there is an absolute tremendous amount of gold on these models. Let's put that up a bit. I did get the silver done as well, so I was actually just in the middle of doing the gold on this guy. Haven't got it done yet. So normally what I try and do, which I found speeds it up, is I use my Army Painter, I'm presuming this is a base coat brush, and basically what I do is any of the bigger areas there, so I'll just tilt this just a bit to show you. So the likes of this area here, if I can just get it to focus in, there we go. So what I'll do is I'll use the bigger brush to do this, and then when it comes to the like of this here where the brush would be too big, what I'll do is I'll switch it to my precise detail brush, which is a lot smaller, so it just speeds it up. So instead of me trying to switch between brushes on the same model, do all of them with the bigger brush, then switch back with the smaller brush and do a second round. So the likes of this guy here, he's had all of his done. So basically, if I put that over here, is that a bit better? You can see the face there and the shield, that was done with the big brush, but the smaller details were done with the smaller brush. Same with the edges here, the big numbers and stuff like that I can do with the bigger brush. And then after that then it's just going back in and trying to fill in all the filigree with the smaller brush. So I have 2 of them left to do with the smaller detail, and then it will be on to washes for all the metallics on them. So they have their power packs and belts painted as well. It's just a lot of detail on them. I think I have 15 of these guys, or maybe 10 of the Terminators to do. So I'm just trying to get a start on them. That'll be it though for this update. Didn't get anything further done on the Contemptor in terms of washes. I just tidied up a bit of silver on the finger knuckles because I didn't do them yesterday. So that's drying at the minute. And that's it for this update. Hopefully next week when we come back I'll have the Terminators done and maybe a couple of the characters if I decide to go down that route. I do still have an absolute chunk of infantry. There's 20 or 30 Dawnbreakers, the jump pack Blood Angels character unit with spears and wrist mounted guns. Then there's assault marines, recon marines and stuff like that as well. So I'll see where the batch painting will go until I need to break it and paint something else. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more Blood Angels, and we'll see you in the next one.